Welcome back to Morning Footy. We are keeping up the Bundesliga conversation because we are just over 2.5 weeks away from the start of the season, so we're going to make some predictions. We're filling out our ballots again.
These never go well.
These never go well,
no.
But we're going to do it anyway.
They age so poorly.
Like
leaving a glass of milk in your car.
I know.
It's the worst.
Nico, you're going to kick us off.
Okay.
Let's do it.
My champion is Bayer Leverkusen. There's a good feeling about them, especially playing in 2 tournaments. They show that they can compete at a high level for an entire season. And with doubts around Bayer, new coach, etc., whatnot, I think they got it again. I think it would be epic, and that's Xabi Alonso's goodbye. I like the way that Leipzig is looking. They haven't changed much. They got Xavi Simons back. And if they can keep the rhythm with which they played for large portions of the season and not an early drop-off, I like them to be runner-up. Dark horse Frankfurt. Frankfurt came up just a little bit short last season with Dino Tutmola at the helm. Another season, maybe they can break into the top 4. Can we call them a dark horse if they finish top 4?
Yeah, I think so.
I was trying to find the dark horse.
There's no rules to dark horse.
Okay, top goal scorer Harry Kane. I don't see anybody else competing at the level. We've kind of flirted with Guerreros last season, and remember in October?
I'm concerned about his injuries, though. I'm concerned about his ability to stay healthy. That's my issue. But he did score a ton of goals for Stuttgart last year.
So naturally, player of the season has to be with the champion, right? So Florian Wirtz, if Bayern's going to go for the double, Florian Wirtz is going to go for a double. Back-to-back player of the season. And manager of the season, I wanted to choose somebody new. Alexander Blessing, the manager of St. Pauli.
Oh.
Who's a new manager. He's not the one that got them promoted. Yeah, I know. So,
you foresee them having a decent campaign?
If they finish 9th, 10th, why not?
Okay.
I like it.
Because that wouldn't make them a dark horse if they finish 9th or 10th. But what are the expectations of St. Pauli to get relegated again?
When you see mine, I think you'll see why I would disagree with Blessing.
Okay.
Okay.
You just like disagreeing with everyone.
Nigel, I believe you're up next.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have gone with champions Bayern Munich because they've been very active in the transfer windows. We've seen the players that have come in and they've made some very smart and great acquisitions to their team. Defensively, still questionable, but I think that when you look at the history of the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich, they're expected to win. Vincent Kompany is under tremendous pressure. He has to win. There's nothing else but winning the Bundesliga is the big priority, and also competing in the Champions League. Runners-up, I've gone with Leipzig. Leipzig are going to be very surprising package this season. They will be involved a lot in it. I feel Leverkusen would still also be in there. I think what Leverkusen have done well, as Rafa said, is they've kept a lot of their integral pieces to the success of last year. The big difference is, can they manage competing in Champions League, new formatted Champions League with more games, and competing in the Bundesliga? I think they'll be up in there. My dark horse is Leipzig again. I feel that this year, with the players that they kept, yes, Dani Olmo will be leaving. As Rafa just said, they've got a replacement coming in. I'm not going to try and even mention his name, Sue, because I'll butcher his name. So let's just leave it out. But they are well stacked with their main pieces still there. Sesko, Xavi Simons. So they've got a real good side still that's there solidly. Top goal scorer, I've gone with Harry Kane. He's going to do it, regardless if he's got one leg or not. Harry Kane is still going to be top goal scorer. Florian Wirtz for my player of the season, and Marco Reus for my manager of the season.
All right.
I didn't know Marco Reus is a manager now.
Sorry, I'm not Marco Reus. I know I did that.
It was literally right in front of you, too.
I know. Oh, listen, my mind's going. Bundesliga, so many players.
It's early.
Marco Rosa.
Rosa, sorry. Rosa.
Sorry, I'm just kidding.
We knew what you meant. It was on the wall.
We got you, Nige. All right, Alexis, let's see yours.
So for my winner, we have Bayern Munich to do it like you would have done it.
Give him a shoulder check, Nige.
He punched me before it hurt. Bayern Munich is back, and that's why I don't think manager of the season will go to Bless, and I also don't think St. Pauli will have as good of a season as they had last year. They got rid of too good of a manager. It's hard to run that back. Speaking of it's hard to run that back, Bayer Leverkusen, I think will find it difficult running it back, but I do think they will be the runner-up. I think they will put you right up close to that, and I don't know if everyone else heard that doorbell, but I just did. and I think my DoorDash is here. Dark horse, I'm going with Union Berlin.
What?
I think the days of them fighting for relegation are over. Now, this is why I asked earlier before the show, how do we define a dark horse? Because I'm with you. I don't think they finish Champions League, but I think they're no longer the relegation battle. I think they finish mid-table, maybe top half of the table. I think we'll be good.
That's not really a dark horse.
That's all right. Well, it is for me.
We had a whole
bounce-
discussion about the
bounce
definition of a dark horse.
Yeah.
Last season they were playing Champions League.
Yeah.
Granted, they finished in a top position.
Bounce
but
back
they
season.
were one position above a relegation.
They literally were relegated until the last week of the season.
And if they finish mid-table, that's a great achievement for that season. But to say they're dark horse, but no.
Okay. Well, everyone has a different definition of dark horse. Why don't you write in? Tell us what you
If
think.
they make Europe, I'll consider them a dark horse.
For me, I don't think
There
they're going to
you
make
go.
Europe.
That's a
But I
dark
do think
horse.
they finish right around 10th. Let's go with the top scorer and player of the season, Harry Kane. Player of the season has to come from the team that wins. I believe the same thing. And I think Harry Kane will carry you there. Plus, little chip on his shoulder. First time he goes to the team, it's the first time in 11 years they don't win a championship. He doesn't win a trophy, and he looked terrible in the Euros. So this is a great opportunity for him to turn around how everyone feels about him. And, of course, manager of the season goes to Vincent Kompany, who I think will do an amazing job at Bayern.
Okay. All right. I guess I'm up. I have to do this.
Let's see.
Remember what I picked. Put them up. Susan's picks. There we go. All right. So I have Bayer Leverkusen as champions once
double.
again. Yes, I do. They didn't change much. They still basically have all of their difference makers. And I don't think we're talking enough about what they did last season. I mean, it was unbelievable to go an entire season unbeaten it's truly remarkable and unthinkable. And I don't think that I don't think Lightning is going to strike in that way twice, but I do think that they are going to be a very, very dominant team. So I have them as champion. I have Bayern Munich as the runner-up. Dark horse, I went with Leipzig. And again, what is the definition of a dark horse? But I do think that, to Rafa's point, I think that they will be a team that is kind of in the mix in a title race and certainly playing for a spot in Europe. Top scorer, I did not go with Harry Kane. I thought he looked dreadful this summer.
He did.
I don't know what's going on with my guy, Harry Kane, but I don't know. Maybe he'll have that chip on his shoulder and put together a brilliant 40-goal season. I don't know, and I don't think so. And so I went with Lois Openda of RB Leipzig, who had 24 goals last season. So the man is capable.
It's actually a good pick.
So I picked him player of the season, as we've all said. The player of the season has to come from the champion. So I went with Florian Wirtz winning it once again. I don't see him stopping his absolutely incredible run of form. And Xabi Alonso in what will be his final season with Bayer Leverkusen, because he's going to win the championship again and probably get touted by a Real Madrid. Who knows? He gets manager of the season.
None of us had Dortmund anywhere on our predictions.
I feel like there's just too many question marks.
Nuri Sahin, first-time manager
Let's see what he does.
with Dortmund.
Let's see what he does.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more to fix there than there is at Bayern Munich.
Do you think that there is going to be a team in the Bundesliga this season that does what like a Stuttgart did? Like that literally kind of comes out of nowhere to actually compete in a title race?
It's tough, but I feel like if it can happen in any league outside of maybe like a Liga, which I think this year is a bit of a toss-up, I think it could come from Bundesliga.
That's what I was trying to figure out with the dark horse question, because Freiburg